Fazila, in response to what you posed, the question you posed, the UN, the organization I manage, which is the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, as well as our NGO partners, we're working throughout Somalia. But most of our requirements are in south-central Somalia, where most of the conflict is taking place, where most of the displacement is taking place. We have offices throughout the country, and we've had offices throughout the country during the past 22 years. Oftentimes it was only with national staff who were here assisting their countrymen and women to get through what were some very difficult times. Now there's a possibility for improvements in the situation. And we have a larger presence. We have more people, but also a higher level of representation here. I was the first head of agency to come and be based in Mogadishu for the United Nations. So the challenges we face are tenfold as far as the environment itself, the ongoing conflict, the prevalence of gatekeepers, people who are inserting themselves into the food chain to try and extract some benefit from the assistance we're providing to the vulnerable people here. And that's been a creation of 22 years of chaos and conflict. And we're now trying to undo a lot of those very negative trends to create a more positive environment for the people who need our assistance. We also see that where Shabab is present, some of our partners are able to deliver, but they can't deliver fully. In health, they can provide health services, but they can't provide vaccination. They can drill a borehole, but they can't chlorinate it to ensure that it's not infected with disease. Even where the government and its allies have taken over, we have found that Shabab continues to pose a security threat and disrupts activities. But also the administrations that have come into existence there aren't necessarily coherent, and they're not necessarily a good partner for us, and they're not creating an environment for delivery. So all of these recovered areas, as the government refers to them, not all of them are accessible to us still. And our job is to reply to needs. It's not to make the government look good. It's not to win hearts and minds or be part of any sort of stabilization program. We're here to assist the most vulnerable, be they here in Mogadishu or in Baidoa, down in Kismayo, but more so in the rural areas that are harder to reach. We also have programs up in Puntland and in Somaliland, where we have a large number of displaced people who need durable solutions. They need to be able to find their future existence, be it in the place they are now or by returning back to their original location. These challenges are compounded by the fact that while Somalia is improving, it is seen as not the biggest problem in the world. There's Syria, there's Mali, and so we're competing for resources to try and assist these people. We're at the point now where if we make an investment, not just in saving lives, but in enhancing resilience and livelihoods for the population, we can get beyond the humanitarian situation we're in, and we can start working on recovery, development activities with our partners such as UNDP. And so those are major priorities for us, but we are seeing a lack of resources to be able to make those investments today that will pay off tomorrow. And really that's the challenge for us, to keep the story on the headlines, to keep the attention on the humanitarian situation in Somalia, which is not resolved. And by doing so, we hope to be able to make that investment and change the paradigm that is happening here, get away from a series of inherent crisis and shock for the population, and get them to a point where they actually have hope and not just the constant existence which they've had to date.